Good evening. Welcome to the September 23rd meeting of the Weare Board of Selectmen. We started at 6 o'clock with a non-public to discuss some personnel, and then we had a potential employee that we talked to before the 7 o'clock hour. Brings us to the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Public comment. Going once, going twice. This is just you.
John Van Walker Hill Road, in case you don't remember who I am.
Who?
Just some local up north. Just looking for an update on the radio system.
Yeah. As of right now, I know we talked about it on Wednesday. Mm-hmm. And again, this was between me and Naomi at that point. I felt anyways as one board member. I know that I watched the video when you came in, and when I wasn't here, I was in Ohio. My feeling is that any potential candidate we could have bid on the system, or at least do I don't want to say an evaluation. I'd rather have a third party do it so that we don't have a potential bidder doing it, because I'm sure you're going to get apples, oranges, and peaches. Yep. I recommended, and I'm sure that you know who I'm talking about, I recommended either Lakes Region Fire Mutual Aid or Fire Mutual Aid out of Keene.
Yep.
To potentially do the eval of our system, whether it costs a little money or not. They both have their own radio people. They maintain a very large system. They dispatch a lot of people, as we both know.
Yep.
And probably they would be well suited to give us this is what you need.
Is that something they're willing to do?
Well, and that was the question that I posed to her, to just get a hold of these people and see if there's something willing to do. So that's where we're at today, and I'm sure she has an answer.
On my report, so I reached out to Southwestern New Hampshire Fire Mutual Aid in Keene, and asked them, I had some questions I'd like to discuss about our existing situation with our fire and police radios. That was via email. And then I also sent it out to Lakes Region Mutual Fire. I did get one back from Laconia, and we're going to chat tomorrow afternoon.
Okay.
I didn't hear back from Southwestern, but I also spoke a little bit with Jack Dearborn, who spent some time with Chief Kelly and Chief Vizina a couple years ago when we had something to do with the radios. So he's put me together this package. I haven't read it.
Okay.
So I think by the time we have a conversation with Lakes Region and Southwest, and then I read through this, I think we'll probably have a better idea. But picking two that won't bid on it is where we were that's what we like to do. On anything, really, because you don't like someone to draft the RFP and bid on it. So.
Yep, we've been down that road
That's
before.
right.
Exactly.
So that's kind of where we are. I don't have much more than that. I'll talk to the guy tomorrow afternoon.
What is the board's thought? Is the board going to try to do something this year?
I think it's too short.
I think it's for the process this, and because it's got to go through CIP, which is over $15,000. There's no doubt about that. Unfortunately, I think it would be a next year ticket item.
Okay.
My personal feeling would be a next year ticket item, but we're not going to at this point, as you can see, we're not just sitting on it and waiting. It is something that's at the top of the priority list. And I think the hardest thing is going to be to find that third party that's neutral enough to come in and actually do an eval on it.
Maybe New Hampshire State Police.
And their possibility as well.
Yeah, they have they've changed some of it now. It's over by the Fire Academy. They have a different name, but it's basically their radio maintenance section that maintains.
Used to be up on Hazen. I think it's all moved down to Smoky
Yeah,
Bear,
some
I
of
think.
it's moved, a good majority of it's moved down there, but they
I didn't look at them.
do something. But
And
and just following up with that, I talked to the town administrator also, being it too short this year, there may be a possibility of bringing forth a warrant article, like we've done for the bridges and stuff, to put money away in a capital reserve fund to do that, so we don't have to come out. Because this is gonna be a big ticket item. Big ticket, it's
Very
not gonna
much so.
happen, overnight, unless,
Yeah, I kind of like that idea. So at least setting
like
some
we
number
do with the
aside.
bridge, we put so much away,
Every year.
If you do
Yeah.
the bridge, it's 100,000 this time, it's another 100,000, then it's 200,000 or whatever, and whatever you've got, whatever it's gonna, and then in the meantime, you're still working on it, but you're finding out exactly.
It'd be nice to, though, at least have a number
Yeah.
in mind come time for
Right.
CIP, so you could
Right.
maybe ask the voters for some money.
CIP is in the middle now, but as, I don't like to do it this way, because I think if we create our rules, we ought to abide by them as well. But we do have the ability to write the warrant articles until January sometime. So we could still proceed, and Jack Dearborn is the CIP subcommittee chair, so he knows what we're trying to do. So whether we get there with a number or not, we still could, as a board, put an article, if we had a more of a better, closer number, we could put some money out there, because if we were to get something, we could start a phase of it maybe, instead of waiting a whole nother year.
Like we did with the bridge.
Correct.
Yep.
So I'm thinking that if, I'll let the whole CIP know, because Jack and I have been back and forth, that, we're pursuing it, but I won't have something before they're done. But before the warrant articles are done, we could, because we have up until the last Monday in January to post the warrant, so. We have some time, but trying to focus down on a number and get a closer number than just
Yep.
taking one out of the air is not really.
And like I said, I mean, and the reason that why I didn't recommend right out of the gate would be capital area is because we have actually solicited them for a bid on our dispatching services. And I don't want to have that go down that road. So
Understand.
I think, and again, in listening to Lakes Region and listening to Southwest, very, very competent, strong systems, and that cover a lot of territory.
They do.
So, like I said, if they're willing, and/or state police or some state agency, I don't know who DOT uses for their,
Same, they use pretty much, it's most of it, they do some of their in-house.
Right,
And then
but-
some of it goes over to whatever that new, the Department of
right.
Statewide Emergency Communications or
Emergency
something.
management or something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, it's.
So I think there's avenues that we could take, and I'm sure that if these, these folks aren't willing to do it, they, recommend us to people that are. But again, I just, those vendors that I know will be in the area, and I won't mention names, but I
Yep.
think three are right off the top of my head. I just don't want them to, like I said, I don't have the apples, oranges, and peaches that come in.
Yep.
But it hasn't been forgotten, no. And like I said,
I'm
we're-
not here to be a thorn in the
No,
side.
no, I know, it's not forgotten, I mean, just, yeah. I mean, just this morning, they had a under porch fire, and you couldn't hear anything they were saying down there. And that was on Eleanor. And I know the voter didn't get put up down there, and it was gonna get moved, but again, there it is.
I know they were having issues over the weekend down in the south end of town again, so, at least on the PD side, I don't know
Yep.
about fire, but.
So, but, yeah, so like I said, it hasn't been forgotten.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, John.
All set? All right, we don't wanna hear from him anyways, so.
I do. Thank you.
How much money have we put into that radio system over the last 5 years?
Let's not talk about that.
I mean, we'd have to go and look at that.
We'd have to go back and look at it, but I know it's been warrant articles for,
Yeah.
I would assume for over, I would safely say over $60,000.
Yeah, a lot of money, and I hope that if we're gonna do something, that we get somebody that really knows what they're doing, because we see this all the time. We put,
Say it's probably closer to 100.
Yeah,
I think it was, 40 or 60, which is for the repeaters alone.
yeah,
How
yeah,
much did it cost to electrify all of them?
yeah, and now it's a recurring cost, and yeah, so,
yeah, I just wanna make sure
No,
whoever,
it's-
you really
it's-
gonna
yeah.
do it right this time. and
it's
not-
going, yeah, so. Department head committee items. You got anything?
Okay.
Public?
Oh, boy. Let's not cross that gray line.
Yeah.
BWC,
Yeah,
repeaters. Okay.
there you go.
All right. So, our first, the body worn cameras are on a 5-year contract.
Yes. That's not already up, is it?
Yep, end of the month.
Come
Matter of fact,
on.
we have about a week left on that.
Time flies when you're having fun.
Yeah,
Yes.
well, I think Sean forewarned us about that last year, that they were coming up.
October
Good.
1st.
Yep. So I got 2 quotes from Axon. One is with a maintenance package. One is without a maintenance package. I spoke with Naomi. We're going to go without the maintenance package because I do have in my budget already built in.
What do we have now, currently,
In the budget for cameras?
for the contract,
Without.
without?
Without, current,
Okay.
correct. And then I can replace 2 cameras a year as either the batteries deteriorate or a camera breaks, which is not, like, usually the batteries deteriorate to a point where we need to replace the camera. But I do have that in the budget. It's a 5-year plan. However, this was never put in my budget, so it's got to be a one-time purchase. And that's the wrong one. For a 5-year plan, it's $46,472.60. I have the breakdown per year. And like I said, this is getting ready to expire. This plan is also based on, we currently use 3 terabytes of data. Each additional terabyte is $750 annually. We're currently right at about 3 terabytes. I spoke with Naomi. New Hampshire state law says we have to keep everything for 90 days. We currently keep everything for 100 days, so I could restructure stuff. Obviously, we're going to keep arrest records and items we're required to for the full capabilities, but just like if I were to contact a citizen, or an officer they're required to document that via body-worn camera. We only need that for 90 days, but we keep it for 180. Well, that's really enhancing our storage. Of course, and you know our current personnel status, we're about half strength. So if we had a full complement of people, we'd be way over 3 terabytes, so we might be over that. I can absorb that cost in my budget, no problem, the $750 if we do, and we don't get fined if we do go over that. So they would give me a call, let me know, hey, you're over. We're going to have to charge you $750.
How much is the yearly cost?
So the first year, because we're not on a maintenance plan, which provides camera, we have to buy our cameras up front. So to purchase cameras the first year, it's $19,328.60. And each year after that is $6,786. Years 2, 3, 4, and 5.
Now, are the ones we have now considered junk? Is that why we have to buy new ones?
So battery life is going to deteriorate anyway.
Okay.
Yeah, pretty much. So if we were in the, just to give you an idea of, it's a 5-year contract, they would replace cameras twice in the plan that comes with the maintenance agreement. They usually get replaced every 2 years. So yeah, if they're 5-year cameras, we definitely got our use out of them. They're past their life cycle management.
Okay.
So these are sealed units, you can't get in them to change batteries as well?
Correct. Yeah, it's all tight. They're very rugged because obviously we're out there beating them up and, you know.
It's the same, and what you're looking for, the same ones that you have now?
Correct.
Okay.
Through Axon, which is throughout the nation. They do everybody.
Okay. And now, and this new number is in comparison to the old number.
So it's about, I think when I figured it out, it was about $1,700 more, and that increase is directly related to storage capacity when we
Okay.
store stuff on the cloud.
Okay. Because we have a line item for that, correct? Just for BWC in the
Right, but that's what
budget?
he's
That's
talking-
only for the
that's
cameras.
only
I got
for the camera.
$1,800 to buy 2 cameras a year.
Yeah.
They're
Right.
about $800 or $900 each. There's no money in my budget for
This never got in
contract.
there.
This
Yeah.
is body cameras?
Yeah.
This is body cameras.
So where is this money gonna come from?
I mean, we'll put it in the budget as a proposed line,
Okay.
because he's got money
Correct,
to
and
cover
personnel.
the 19,000 for the first year, which is this year.
I've actually got enough money in the hole to cover all 5 years from personnel because we're so short. I've had vacancies, Montplaisir, and the vacancy just created by 100. What I figured, I did a rough figure, it's about 120,000 I have in personnel costs that we haven't spent this year.
So you can do it one of 2 ways. I think you can, I think the 19,238 for the first year you'd pay out of this year's budget. And then I think next year it would go in the proposed
As a budgeted.
as a budgeted item, because I think it's the best way to do it so it doesn't get forgotten.
Yep.
Yep.
And
I
that's what
think
we
this
kind of
is,
talked
yeah,
about.
I think this is.
Why don't
the
you
route we're
why
gonna
don't you explain the difference in the price, though, of the with maintenance and without?
Okay, so with maintenance,
This is the one you just got was without.
correct.
And what happens is, as he said, is with the, did you catch the difference?
With the 5-year one you're proposing, we get new ones every 2 years.
Correct.
Correct.
That's with-
Right, they
that's a
do 2 rounds of
maintenance plan.
upgrades.
No,
with-
without.
That's,
That's without.
Without.
no, that's with the maintenance.
With the maintenance
Yeah.
agreement, we get
See, I
2
knew-
rounds
Oh,
of
okay.
cameras.
All right.
That's what I
Yeah.
figured.
Okay.
So in 5 years, you replace 4 cameras,
Yeah.
right?
No, in
No.
5 years, you can replace every 2
You
years.
price all the cameras twice.
Twice, oh, okay, in
Right, right.
5 years?
Yeah, each camera gets, so about every 2.5 years.
Yeah,
Get
you
replaced.
Everything gets replaced. Everything's guaranteed.
Now, I'm-
Same amount of storage. So if we go over storage, we still got to increase that by $750.
Now, is there any extra equipment that goes along with this? Charging station docking?
Oh yeah, that's all included in here.
It's all,
Okay.
it's all.
That's
And both of those are the same. It's I believe the docks hold up to 15 cameras. I mean, I can read them to you.
I'm just thinking if there's gonna be a software change, is the software
All that's
included type
included.
thing? All right.
Yeah, it's
Because
all
I didn't say, oh, here's the new cameras, but you can't
Nope.
use them, you gotta buy all this new
So
stuff.
once you, the total for that number was 46, just so they're gonna write it
correct.
down.
And the total for everything included is $65,673.85. The first year is $15,681.85, and every year after that is $12,498 even.
You can buy a lot of replacement cameras for 20 grand.
Yeah.
And cameras exactly are, I can tell you that here in a second too. $699 each.
So the plan you're proposing does not replace them?
No.
Okay.
He just goes on the 2-year, if he needs them, he can buy 2, he's got 2 in
Right.
the budget.
Okay.
I just wanted you to see the difference.
Yep.
That's why we
Okay.
kinda went down the route of without.
So 65,000 with the maintenance plan.
Yeah.
And
40.
replacing them every two.
Yeah, twice in 5 years, and then 46,000 without
What
it.
was the 46 number, 46?
What?
46,472.62, I believe.
So because we're a 10-hour shift department, not as much issue as if we were a 12-hour department. They're 12-hour battery lives. So if they deteriorate down to 11 hours, you're really, and that's what my old department was, a 12-hour shift. So we were on a maintenance program because if it deteriorated, we could just order another one, not a big deal. But because we're 10 hours, we got a little
Play room.
2-hour, yeah, we got a little play on the battery life.
All right, well, I mean, I'd be comfortable with the, whatever, you're recommending without,
Without
correct?
maintenance.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
we're fine without.
Yeah.
Okay, so if that's the case,
You'll have to make a motion, because they
Board.
expire October 1st.
okay, does the board have any other discussion?
No.
Entertain a motion?
Make a motion that we enter in a new contract, or I guess a renewal, I guess you'd call it, with
Excellent.
Axon.
Axon for the body-worn cameras, with a cost per year of,
No, you can't.
huh?
You can't do it per year.
Yeah, but I'm just saying initially, and then the total would be,
Oh, okay, go ahead.
was it $19,000, $328.62?
60 cents.
60
60
cents.
cents,
I
yeah.
couldn't read my handwriting. For a total of, was it 46?
472.62.
472.62, yeah.
60.
60.
$46,472.60.
I couldn't read my own writing.
Somebody said 62. I don't think they-
Funds coming from where?
Operating budget.
The funds will be coming, yes, out of the operating budget of the police
Is
department.
there a second?
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Abstentions?
Do you have the contract?
Yes.
So you have to authorize, I'm sorry, I should have stopped you.
Yeah.
You can authorize the chair to sign.
Just how many spots, yeah. Also add on to that motion.
Sign
have
it
the
again.
Authority to have the chairman of the Board of Selectmen sign that
Is
contract.
there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
And I'll take it so I can scan it and give it to Beth.
Sir. Thank you.
Okay, do you have anything else?
Yes, ma'am. ACO car.
I was gonna ask you about that.
As you know, so I have an email if anybody really wants to read it. But Mark Phillips Automotive did an assessment on both of our Crown Vics last year, September 17, 2018, and pretty much they stripped the ACO car just to keep the other one, the lieutenant's car, operational. Let's see, the ACO car, and I'll read this quote: "We do not believe the ACO car is a viable option as a drivable vehicle for anyone, so we're recommending we send it to auction." I have an authorization form to send it to the State of New Hampshire surplus property auction being held on October 19th. I would just need the title signed, and we have the paperwork authorizing that. Yes, sir.
What are we gonna do for a car?
Yeah, what are you gonna do?
So in my capital improvement budget, I'm asking for a car which would replace this. So for the ACO, the Ford Explorer has 123,000 miles on it, but it's a good car. It drives well. We're gonna take all the emergency lights and sirens off. She's got to have amber lights and use that for an ACO vehicle, and I'll be asking capital improvement for a replacement for that out of our fleet.
We paid out the nose to the light bars on that vehicle. I would want that removed before it goes to the auction.
It already is.
Which one? For the
Well,
ACO car?
Yeah.
The amber light's off the roof.
Thank you. We paid out the nose for that, so
We
I want to
paid
make sure
more
that
The
money.
makes
little
it.
2-light bar?
Yeah.
The little one that's a big, we paid out the nose for it.
Okay.
So I want to make sure that makes it the next one.
$900 and something dollars.
$900 something dollars. we
Really?
paid- Yeah, we
A
paid out
full
the
bar is
nose.
1,500.
Thank you. Yeah,
Yeah.
so that needs to be
Less than that.
transferred onto the new vehicle or used somewhere. Put it in in the hall. I don't care, but I want that thing.
Fire truck.
I want it displayed somewhere.
Put that on the new one.
No, we can put it on the new, switch it over, because like I
That's what I'm
said, she
thinking,
can't
yeah.
use the current lights.
And
so-
that light bar can't be what, 2 years old, if that.
Even there, yeah.
Yeah, so it's
Okay.
like brand new. So
No
that's what I'm,
problem.
yeah. Before the Crown Vic goes away, which I agree with, just take that light bar off.
Yeah, it
Okay,
was already
perfect.
done. I went by the other day and it was
Yep.
gone.
So
Okay.
obviously, we're gonna be mounting that one on the new.
Uh huh.
so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been taking pictures of that. Huh?
Yeah, so.
Anything else? Or do we have to sign that? I think you signed that, don't you?
No, actually,
just
I
me.
have to, there's
Okay.
a process, yeah.
Okay.
Because I have to gather up the other vehicles.
No, I
and
think
then
that's
go
it.
I won't buy it. Don't worry.
Send everyone an update on Paul, doing well, out of his second surgery, so now it's just a matter of time,
Okay.
seeing how it comes up.
I do have one question.
Yes, sir.
This bill right here.
Yeah, he knows. That's the car. I told you about the computer.
Yep.
Yep.
Source.
It's a sole
I
source.
told you all about this last time I was in here.
I guess
Yeah.
I wasn't here.
No, I forgot it too.
I remember
So-
talking about it, so.
So it got brought, John brought it to my attention and I couldn't answer.
Okay.
So I did talk to Chris this afternoon and
What is it?
that is a computer for the cruiser. And it's a sole source and it's actually
Through Patrol PC.
through Patrol PC. Made for the car, made for what they do, made for.
Right. Same one that Golfstown uses, who
Right.
dispatches us, so it's easier when they do any upgrades, because they're doing the same upgrade. But yeah,
And
so when y'all
bring us-
bought the Dodge Chargers, they were not new computers.
No.
Yeah, they were recycled, so everything's getting ready to die. One's already died, another one's getting ready to die, so I'm gonna have to find money for that, and keep swapping. But yeah,
So this was one computer.
that's
just
one computer.
Yeah.
How many of them we got?
Will be 6.
Yeah, we gotta-
Five.
No, we,
Five.
You would have no
Five.
more than five.
Five.
only in the patrol vehicles.
Yeah.
5. Yeah.
Oh, still.
Do you recall how much they were originally?
Some of those original
I thought
tough
they
books
were-
came through with a grant. I remember when they
Because
first got
it's
them.
military grade equipment, because obviously it gets beat up and vibrations. I got a whole article on it if you really want to read it. I mean,
So one of them died.
Yeah, I
Yeah, what
don't
they do with them.
remember. If you remember, we had them, couldn't find them, we found them,
And they've
we.
been sitting on the shelf for 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, they didn't put them
I
in.
think they're really just a, if I'm not mistaken, they're a, tablet with a holder.
Yes,
Some of them, yeah.
That's what we bought.
that's what they
Yeah,
are now. They
right.
used to be an actual like laptop computer, but now they're just tablets, so they can take the tablet inside with them when they're doing
Yeah,
reports.
so tough
Essentially,
books were the first ones and they were.
And those linked to 100 and everything?
it's 100.
Base,
Base- the dispatch?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
You didn't know what you were talking about.
Well, plain speak.
Base 100.
You're lucky you didn't say 300. Wouldn't get that one. I would've known that one. Yeah.
So that's kind of, John asked me, but I had to call him today. I
Okay.
couldn't figure out what he was.
Yeah, and like I said, I can bring the sole source agreement, or it's not an agreement, sole source letter. They're the only ones who can do the computers, only because if you work on them, it violates the warranty. They're under warranty, stuff like that.
Does that satisfy you, Mr. Osborne?
But weren't the original ones that sat on the shelf, didn't we have a grant or something?
Yeah, some of those came for
Yeah,
grants.
so, and they said on, from what the guys were telling me, they said on the shelf a couple of years, because it took a couple of
5
years to
years.
actually get so the computers are older than what they've actually been on the road
Oh,
for.
yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Oh, I know we didn't want to put them in the Crown Vics we were trying to get rid of.
Sure,
And
right.
waste
No,
some money
I heard
on
the
that.
whole story, so, yeah.
They
Right.
were all,
They're at the end of their life cycle, and now they're,
Everybody,
like I
yeah,
said,
all
one
the-
went, one's getting ready to go,
Yeah.
and then we'll keep replacing them as they go.
some departments get them by size. So if you had a smaller department, you sometimes get 1 or 2 and sometimes you get more.
Are there any grants available now for these?
So I haven't been able to look at any grants. It's just me holding down the fort. CIP next week, then budget, then collective bargaining,
Yep.
So,
Coffee hour.
yeah.
Coffee and-
I have, another thing I'm looking at is data retention, so we're figuring that out. We actually might initiate a proposal to change the ordinance, or y'all call it something else.
Policy?
Not policy, state law on how records are retained, so
RSAs.
it's an electronic version.
RSAs.
Yeah,
The
RSA.
RSA requires certain records have to be retained for a certain period of time.
Yeah, but it's gotta
Some in
be, it can't
perpetuity.
be electronic, it has to be
Yeah.
hard copy or
Microfilm.
microfiche, yeah.
Or microfilm.
So we're gonna try to get them
Not
to do.
microfiche, it's
Yeah.
digital, isn't it?
No, it can't be digital at all.
No.
So that's what we're gonna propose,
So
they
they're going
changed
back
to.
to that.
Yeah,
Oh,
you'd have
yeah.
to bring that to the legislature, because
Correct.
digital can be.
To try to get it on Laserfish,
Yes.
because we have 2 rooms full of documents right now, which takes up a lot of space.
The
As a
issue
matter of fact,
was-
we're paying for 2 storage units, and we might have to do another one just for records. We got 2 for evidence, and we might have
They
to do
wouldn't
one
let
for
you do
records.
digital cameras for the longest time because of the fact, and the same thing with digital records, because they can be manipulated too easily. So, I know for certain photos that you had to take, you had to use a regular camera, you couldn't use, now they're allowing you to use the digital format, but the records,
Yeah.
Putting them on
So that's
film.
on the agenda also for next year.
it's still a tough sell.
I think that's it.
I think that's all you had.
Yeah.
Higher and lower.
Next week. We're not doing that this week. 2 weeks from now. Okay.
Thank you, John, so I could forewarn him and not look foolish. Thank you, so I could get a hold of him and not.
Yeah.
Actually, I know there's no department heads here, but I have 2 requests for CIP expenditures. Oh,
Forget.
no other department heads here?
Thank you.
Yeah, back at you. We've talked about this for a while, but I have 3 quotes for a furnace at the South Weare station. We got 3 quotes, Granite State, LeBlanc, and Home Air Plus, which is out of Goffstown. Yes, he's out of Goffstown. So we have, there's 3 different breakdowns. There's a furnace only, furnace with an AC coil, and a furnace with an AC condenser, which is, I'm sure, what we were after. Granite State gave us a price, but it also, we would have to have electrical for, if we do the condenser. LeBlanc was a turnkey operation, and so was Home Air Plus. Granite State was, furnace only of $62.59, furnace with AC coil $66.35, furnace with AC condenser $92.10, plus the cost of an electrical guy. LeBlanc was furnace only $41.81, furnace with AC coil $48.81, furnace with AC condenser $94.81, so he was a little higher, but his was turnkey. Home Air Plus was $4,040 for furnace only, $46.60 for furnace with AC coil, and furnace with AC condenser is $85.50, again, turnkey operation. I have them here if you'd like to look at them, all the bids.
So that's putting AC in the building as well?
Because it's my understanding you have sweats and no sweats,
Mm-hmm.
so there's issue with moisture
Mm-hmm.
down there, and there's no one there to monitor moisture daily, so that was the thought. There's 3 prices there, I guess I'm just,
Have we thought at all about maybe using like a mini split system and putting in some solar panels and eliminating your fuel altogether? I mean, have we done a comparison?
we haven't, but I will tell you that other towns that have done the solar route, it's bitterly expensive the first year.
The first year, I know it is.
The first year to get
Whether
all
or
of
not
your
they have
equipment,
enough.
to get everything.
Whether or not they have enough exposure for the sun, that's the biggest
Yeah,
thing.
I've never, they'd have to look at each building.
Yeah, they'd have to look at
um,
every building, have to be analyzed, yeah.
I mean, it's something that I'd like to do, because I think it's, your sun's not gonna go away.
That's
I think
right.
you've
Well,
got,
hopefully.
you've got a complete, wide open space down at the transfer station. You could put a bunch of
Also,
panels
yeah.
there.
Yeah,
You could put
This
the,
whole
you
roof
could
up
put the
here?
racks. Yeah, the roofs, you have to be careful structure-wise,
Yeah.
yeah,
to make sure that it can hold the panels.
right. Weight-wise, yeah.
I mean, if you put all the panels in the, over the transfer station, you could probably generate enough power for all of them,
Right,
because it doesn't necessarily have to be on what you're doing, it's your bill.
Mm.
So you could generate enough credits and share it with
And
all your
share
light
it with
bills.
all your
Yeah.
town buildings.
It doesn't have to be on this
Right.
building, it doesn't have to be in that building.
Yeah, it'd be probably.
Because
a
that's
nice
what
thing to do.
Londonderry did, if you ever research it.
Oh,
Kevin
yeah,
Smith did
was
it in
The other one
Londonderry.
is Washington has all theirs up at the transfer station.
Yeah, there's just a place to put it.
That's
'cause
all southern exposure on the backside of that
It's
roof,
a
so.
cap,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But the
I think it-
cost to start up is, I think, hundreds or thousands of dollars. I can tell you, one panel's about 30, one 9x9 that tracks it.
Oh, you're gonna put a tracking system in or not?
Well,
I guess, I
you
mean,
Depends
track
on-
it,
It's
you
more
get the
efficient.
most,
You
you
get
get
this-
the, you get
yeah,
the
it's
sun
more-
all the time, and then at night it does this.
Yeah,
And then what happens is when it starts snowing, it knows enough to do this, because it's
Smart.
it knows that there's moisture here, so
Right.
it flips up like
Flips it
this,
up.
so nobody has to rake them off.
right,
That's why they move, and then they can track the sun this way or this
Right.
way.
yeah.
So when the sun goes over, it can tip this
Yeah,
way,
keeps
and comes this
tipping.
way, can
Yeah.
tip this way.
I've
So you
seen
get the
'em.
most of your rays at one time.
Yeah, I'm just thinking that if, maybe that's something we should really look into at some point, because, you're gonna keep buying furnaces and fuel, and, I don't know what we're spending. I mean, it'd just be kinda nice to take a look at it.
Depends on what the exposure is down there, if they can put one like itself away. They can put-
Yeah, well, I got the fuel usage in a year.
I did the study at the
Um,
house.
In a year, we've used 10,393 gallons of propane, and we've used 2,689.2 gallons of number two,
Total,
total for the whole year.
for every building.
So propane is, propane, you've got, the Southwest Station, you've got the safety complex, you've got the transfer station, the Stone Memorial, and the Town Hall. That's 10,393 gallons. And then for number two, you have the town office and Sugar Hill, and that's 2,689.2 gallons. And I got a price today for fuel, and it's pretty inexpensive.
What are they getting?
Well, we have to talk about that after. That'll be another item I just want to talk about.
How much was oil? Gallons?
Number two,
Yeah.
2,689.2,
That's what we used last year, 2,600.
2,689.2.
Hmm.
The safety complex is the biggest user.
Yeah.
The safety complex used, safety complex used 5492.40 out of the 10,000. They use about half.
You get the
Yeah, I don't
biggest-
know what the R value in it, up overhead that they sprayed in. I mean, that might only be R19, and you surely could cut that probably fuel in half if you put R30 in there.
I think, too, the other biggest part is you got a big, on the fire side, you've got a big area
When the
to
door's
heat.
open, yeah.
Even without the doors open,
Open.
you've got that
You've got a
big,
big area.
that big space in that garage to heat. That's a lot of volume.
Mm-hmm.
And plus, once the door's open, you can watch it fly out into the cold.
Well, some of these bids are apples and oranges. And
Two of them are the same unit and the same.
yeah, two of them same unit. One of them has a 10-year warranty through the unit and 5-year through the installer,
Yeah.
and the other ones have 30 days.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and I'm a little disappointed we're getting this late in the year. We're going into the heating season. We don't have any heat at Southware. And this
You
was
don't?
this was known. Well,
Because I know that.
this was known at the end of last year. I should say the end of last heating season, that the furnace was on its last leg, if it's still running. And now here we are, almost in October. So I'm a little disappointed in that.
You had work done down there last fall,
Yeah, a
right?
couple times. Yeah.
Yeah.
To try and nurse it along, and then it got to the point where there's something broke on it. I'm not exactly sure what, but at this point on the timeline here. And also, too, we need insurance proof from the other two that aren't our chosen vendor. So, I don't know if there was an RFP written or not for this.
If there was, I didn't do it.
No, exactly.
have to guess there was an RFP because of the $5,000 limit.
Yeah, it's kind of what I was thinking. We're over that, pretty much all of it. So, I mean, I couldn't agree more with the condensate idea.
Condensation?
Yeah, that we have down there.
Stuff, yeah.
That we have a major issue down there with that. So, I mean, I can't agree more with that. But we're over the 5K, no insurance provided, and here we are.
Is that the low bidder?
Oh, I have no idea.
I don't
All of them. I didn't see insurance on any of them, but I'm sure that our Granite State Plumbing has one because they're our
Yeah,
preferred
they
vendor
got-
for the year.
For a vendor,
So, but the other two haven't provided it.
I'm sure.
I don't know that that was asked. I didn't
Right.
do the RFP.
Well, we've been asking of it for other vendors at this point, so I think,
It was like
I think we need
standard
to
on the
continue
RFP
that. Continue
now.
that, yeah,
Right.
so,
Yeah, I'm sure that you can get a copy of it from either one of them.
sure we could, but,
LeBlanc is a big company.
you know, we've made decisions on the roofing
I know.
because we didn't have that with us, so.
But we made it part of our specification. I
Right.
don't know that it
Well,
was.
I understand that, but,
And I don't know.
So we
who
don't know
sent
if there
that-
was an
who sent that
RFP
out.
anyway.
Who sent out the RFP for that?
Would have been the fire chief.
Okay, so
His chief is
we'll
in
have to
it.
check with him and see if he did. That was included.
I mean, I'm personally a fan. I mean, I know it sometimes the numbers are pretty close at the top end. I mean, at the end of the day, they're pretty much, but I like that one that I saw that had the extended warranties.
Which one was that? I can't
I
remember.
forget, it wasn't that one. I
LeBlanc.
think it was one before.
LeBlanc.
I think it was LeBlanc, yeah.
LeBlanc, yeah.
LeBlanc had 5 years on craftsmanship,
Yep.
and Amana
Like I said,
offered a 10-year parts warranty on their product.
It might be why the difference in price.
It's possible.
Yeah.
and.
But
And LeBlanc was turnkey.
You know that furnace that
Whereas-
that I spec'd out for the stone
Seems
building
to
and
me
we had
it's
put in?
kind of
and,
weird that,
the
like,
guy came up and
Granite
redid
State
it,
didn't
remember?
do, like if the
He said
RFP
that was one of
asked
the
for
best furnaces you
everything,
could put in
why
there.
they didn't put it all
That
in?
was a good-
right, no, I don't know. Well, if there was an RFP, I don't know if there was or
Right,
not.
yeah.
I don't see any reference to it in these. I don't see any reference to these as far as an RFP. Yeah. 5-year labor warranty on the installation of the managed service, refer to extended warranty and service agreement. Annual maintenance is required to maintain the warranty. Yeah. That's the extended warranty. I mean, LeBlanc is the highest at 9481 with the AC condenser, which I think is probably the way we should go.
And it's turnkey.
It's and it's
Is that the
turnkey.
highest warranty?
Yes, that's the one that has the 5-year and the 10-year. And it's $200 higher than our vendor, Granite State Plumbing and Heating, but it's all inclusive.
Yeah, but you need to get an electrician, so.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's also, the home air was 8550. I
That was
didn't,
turnkey.
that was turnkey as
But they
well.
only had 30-day warranty.
30-day warranty.
I think that's the one you're talking about.
I think Granite State had 30 too.
Yeah,
I thought
8550.
that one had 30 days.
There's no, all equipment material carry a 1-year parts labor warranty.
Not
So
one
it's
year.
1 year, okay.
And that was from,
Air.
home air. Yep, 1 year,
No, I can't remember which was which.
so. Oh, I'd wanna see some insurance. I'm sure they have it, but I'd wanna see it. I think that's become our standard.
Yep.
So we'll wait for 2 weeks to get insurance, or
I mean.
if I get an insurance
Again,
certificate?
we've had a lot bigger projects that we've thrown bids
Yep.
out for no insurance.
No insurance.
So, I think that's,
I guess I'm asking in
It's
light of,
supposed to be included, so.
yeah. But again, I don't know if there was an RFP or not. I don't see anything written in response to your RFP in the writings, so. And it is over the 5,000 mark, pretty much, so.
so I will get insurance from them, is what you're asking me to do?
Yeah, I would like to, yeah.
Get a certificate of insurance.
With that said, I don't know if we can just go ahead and move it pending insurance. That way there, again, here we are so late in the season, we've been
That's-
touching,
that's the
we've
other-
been
that's-
touching the 40-degree mark. I
That's,
mean,
that's the other.
it'd be another 2 weeks,
That's the other kink in that is that,
the timeline.
the timeline.
Yeah.
And who knows what their timeline is, it's what it's gonna be out to do it, because right now, they're probably starting to get busy for calls.
There you go. So I think we should move towards it, and just put the hinge of the insurance on it.
Yep, I don't like it that way, but I guess we're gonna have to do it that way.
But again, here we are, and
Yep.
it's getting to be in the 40s. Again, kind of linking back to my disappointment that we're here crossing this bridge now. So, but I guess I'll entertain a motion if that's the way the board wants to go, or and a vendor. It's up to you guys.
What do you think, John?
Well, if we wait 2 weeks, that puts us out 2 more weeks
At least.
from what, at
Could
least.
be, could be, it could be. it
If
could
we
be a
go
month.
now, maybe in 2 weeks or 3 weeks, they can do it. If we wait 2 weeks, it may be 4 weeks before they do it.
Yeah.
And then we're into November.
I
Or we
don't
could be into
disagree.
December,
Right.
and if the other one fails, then
Could
we're
have
stuck.
a foot of
Right.
snow in front of it too.
Somebody's gonna be down there stoking a wood fire.
So
I'll make a motion. I'll make a motion that we, pending insurance, copy of the insurance, and my feeling is, along with the chairman's, that we go with LeBlanc, get the formal name off their head.
AJ.
Huh?
AJ.
A.J. LeBlanc Plumbing and Heating, to install a new furnace at the South Weare Firehouse. It would be 100,000 BTU, with an AC condenser, manna, turnkey for a price of $9,481 even.
is there a second?
Second,
All in favor?
Wait.
Oh.
Wait.
Take the money out of the government building fund.
And the
Yeah.
money.
money will be to be taken out of the government building fund,
And, pending insurance. That was-
pending
okay.
insurance. Yeah.
Yep.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed? Abstentions? We abstain.
Any abstentions?
All right, so while we're on that, let's move on to cable. For the last 2 weeks and Tuesday, the committee, the cable committee has taken our, that's why if you haven't gotten the same ones back, that's because they put them, they take them over to the school meeting, because the school meeting on Channel 16 have been struggling with volume and hearing them. So they wanted to see if it was the speakers or not the speakers, so it was a quick by taking all of our speakers over to their table. So Doug Elwine had reached out to me and said several months ago the school board contacted the cable committee to express their dissatisfied with the sound quality on 17. After an investigation, it was clear to him that they were right to be unhappy, as the audio was barely audible even with the TV sound turned all the way up. For 2 consecutive meetings, they borrowed the mics from the meeting room in the town office building and found sound to be very improved. Therefore, they're recommending that they purchase 8 new microphones just like this that were used for a town meeting. So they need 7 Shure, there's a model number here, for school board members, and 1 for who's ever at the counter, for a total of $22.60. The microphones are made by Shure. They
ones
make
we
the
have.
industry standard mics that are used widely on many applications. Other vendors either have a higher end product that costs more or generally cheaper that doesn't work as well. So it seems prudent to stick with a model that's served the town well for years, Doug. So he would like to recommend the board to spend $22.60, which will come out of the capital reserve fund for
The cable equipment.
cable equipment,
Yep.
and we can get those ordered and they can go over to the school.
So, oh,
Oh, go ahead.
no, you go ahead.
No, I
You're
was
gonna give
I was bringing up.
information?
No, I was bringing up something else. So go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say so moved, right?
There you go. Is there a second?
Well, did we make a motion?
I so moved to what she said.
So moved.
The 2250 to come from. Yeah.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? No, I just wanted to comment. I kind of flicked through to channel 17, and there's very nice 4 pictures of the schools, and that's all it's on there for information. I'm a little disappointed in that you know,
Nobody's
and not in the cable committee whatsoever, because they only put on what they're submitted, but
Right.
there's no school information submitted onto that channel. So I'm just a little disappointed in that too. I guess tonight's disappointment for me. I guess Debbie Downer tonight, I guess. But yeah, it just
but
it,
you're
you know,
right.
but
It's been like that.
you look at it and there's 4 pictures of the schools and that's it, and
Yeah.
I don't see anything else on there.
I can't tell you, I don't have cable.
Right.
I
So,
don't either.
Yeah.
but like I said, I'm sure.
I mean,
like I
not
said,
saying when a meeting
I
is
think
coming.
I think
or-
Channel 6 works well. I just
Yeah.
you know it's.
I think what's gonna happen is, remember those big ones, actually, no, we've been using the portable one, I kinda like that one that we hand down the table.
Yeah. Yeah.
There used to be those big ones that were.
Yeah.
Big one,
Yeah.
yeah, those are the ones they're replacing.
Yeah, and that's fine. And like I said, I'm not saying they don't need updated equipment, and if they're advertising, putting their meetings on Channel 17, then that's awesome. It's good use for it. Just like Channel 6, there's a lot of information out there for the town, and I think that the schools could probably do the same.
All right, that's all I have, now you can go on 2 minutes.
Yay. Meeting minutes.
All right, can I join?
No.
John? Oops.
I was just gonna say you don't have to stay for this if you don't want to.
No, it's
I was like,
getting a lot of information, so.
We're not boring you. Not
No, not at all.
not yet.
No.
All right. Where are we gonna start? 729.
yeah,
Okay. I just gotta go find them again. Come on, you can do it. I know you can. I've seen you do it before. Satellites linking up in outer space. Page 1, July 29th. Anything on 1? Once, twice sold. Page 2.
Yeah, page 2. Paragraph starting with Nathan Smith, go down to the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th line, where it says guidance. You go over and it says estimated cost, should be cost.
Cost.
And then if you go down under the public hearing, the second paragraph, last line, internment space and preserving the maple trees.
Take the out.
Yeah, take out there and put an ing on the preserve.
Yeah.
This project is to.
And then,
preserving, maybe.
Preserving.
yeah. And then the next paragraph, 1, 2, 3, the 4th line down over to the end of it, just in its deeded, it should say deed. Okay.
Anything on 3?
Yes, under the paragraph that starts with at 7:20, down where I spoke, I commented regarding the funds that were provided for the town buildings, I believe, under the funds.
Mildred Hall.
The Mildred Hall funds for
Right,
each building?
yeah, I wasn't commenting just on the town
Okay.
buildings.
So regarding the,
I mean, that there were funds provided.
the Mildred Hall funds for the, I'm suggesting, comment regarding the funds left, for the town hall and, Clinton Grove Academy.
Yeah,
Okay.
buildings, yeah. Otherwise, that's all I can.
Okay. Anything else on 3, anybody? Page 4?
Yeah, bear baiting permit. 1, 2, 3, 4th line down, where it says they won't meet until September 1st, that's the wrong date.
It
Not
is.
sure what date the Conservation Committee was meeting, but they
Oh,
didn't
9/11.
meet September 1st.
Okay. September 11th, okay.
I think it's the 11th.
But weren't they meeting in August?
They didn't meet in August.
Oh,
We met September,
oh.
Met in
the third
September.
week in September, third Wednesday in September.
The second one, so I think it was 9/11.
For a second.
Yeah, it was 9/11.
Anything else on 4? Once we get the date situated? All right, 5? 6? 7?
Yes. Under, let's see, the 1, 2, 3, 4, fifth paragraph down. You became a chief,
I did, look at that, huh?
so it should say Chairman Hippler.
Yeah.
The
Fourth
fourth line
paragraph,
down.
yeah. It's right dead middle of the page.
Yeah, that was an
Says the
Indian
board
chief.
agreed that.
Yeah, Indian
But Chief
chief.
Hippler, come on.
Got a ring to it.
So you've
but
been
I'm all
replaced
set.
already.
Oh, boy.
Hand me a gun.
No?
No.
You can keep the badge, too. Anything else on 7? And 8? And 9? I'll move to accept the minutes of July 29th as amended.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Oh, God. Too much fun.
Quit. Come on. No, not where in the world. Let's go back to the. Oh, yeah. All right, so we're going to 8:12 now, correct?
You got it.
Okay.
I think this is the shortest set.
I like that.
No, maybe not.
That's the short side.
No, I said I thought it was, but
8 pages.
Okay. Anything on page 1, August 12th? 2. Three.
Yeah, down on 1, 2, 3, 4, the last paragraph, 1, 2, 3. I don't know where this battery storage came in, Frank, because I wouldn't have said that. I suggested solar maybe, but it says battery storage. I don't know what that's.
yeah, because typically, if there is a battery,
Bank.
They have a
Bank,
battery
It can
bank.
be, yeah.
yeah. So that's what I'm sure it was discussed.
Yep.
Maybe with a battery storage bank.
Yeah, maybe, because it didn't make it, when I looked at that, I was thinking, what?
Yeah, I would say battery storage.
Bank.
Bank, yep.
Bank.
Anything else on 3? 4? Five.
Yeah, there was something on 4 too. It said, under Gordon Brown Barn, it said, Selectman Burdick suggested painting just the first section. We never talked about painting the other 2 sections. It's got a new roof. It's only the first section, period. Wasn't a suggestion.
Oh, the first roof.
Yeah, just the
Yeah.
first
Yep.
roof or whatever, yeah.
Yeah, because if you were to look at that barn, there is 3, I think there's 3
Like the-
sections because of the different.
Right, of the different heights and
So the
stuff.
first roof.
Just the first roof,
Yeah.
closest to the road. Nothing on 6, that's
5.
Anything on 5?
No.
6? 7? 8? Move to approve the August 12th meeting minutes as amended.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I abstain.
Good. Page 1, August 26. Page 2. Page 3. How about 4? 5. 6. 7. I'll entertain a motion.
Make a motion, we accept the minutes for 8:26 as amended.
All, as
As
written.
written.
Is written.
All in favor?
Who seconded?
Oh, a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? I'm gonna abstain, I wasn't here. And then 9-5. Lot of nerve. Lot of nerve. Page 1 from the September 5th. Page 2. Three. 4. 5. So, okay, yeah, 5, 6. Move to approve the September 5th as written.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Right.
Abstain.
One abstention.
How dare you?
I know.
Now you got a page long. Sorry.
Move to order treasurer sign these numbers.
Are we all set for signatures?
As far as I can see, yes. I
Did
did.
I look at them?
Sure, why not? I did look through it, yes, I did put a third signature on.
No. Did we look at the folder that, in the back part?
I did look in there, I didn't see anything.
I didn't
Not
either.
saying I should, but I didn't see
I
anything.
didn't see anything there.
Don't lose it.
But we did have a check with no, with,
Oh, there were 2 checks.
yeah, we had one with no signature from Tina, and another one that was just hanging out there with
Was to Country Three Corners for $1.10.
$1.10.
It didn't get mailed.
Yeah, maybe that was it.
$51.10 and then, no, sorry.
It's not heavy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
I know.
packed.
If you're gonna blow
It was
Shoulder,
packed
you're gonna
full.
Oh,
3
yeah,
weeks
that's good.
there.
It's a good thing I didn't want any money, there wouldn't have been any room. Is it a
Okay.
payroll or payables?
And accounts
Hey.
payables, and I think it was August 26th.
I'm gonna start reading.
Go ahead.
What?
Well,
It's
I
right
said-
on
I
the
said I'm gonna start
top.
reading, or we'll be here
It's
till
right
9
up on the
o'clock.
very top.
Okay, yes.
Move to order treasurer sign payroll
Right on the
accounts
top,
payables
but
checks
right
dated
underneath the-
September 26, 2019, is including the following manifests. Payroll manifest, $56,507.75. Supplemental payroll manifest is $7,542.90 for third quarter insurance buyouts. Accounts payable manifest is $290,721.41. That includes a check to R&D paving. Fire department accounts payable manifest of $3,884.50. Approved by the Board of Fire Wards. John Stark Regional of $250,000 for a total of $608,656.62. The following manifests were previously ordered to be signed at the September 5th meeting of the Weare Board of Selectmen. A payroll of $56,112.74 for checks dated 9/12. Accounts payable of $72,979.14, checks dated 9/12. Fire Department accounts payable $9,347.77, approved by the Board of Fire Wards. Payroll manifest $52,340.14 for checks dated 9/19. And accounts payable manifest $54,234.54, checks dated 9/19. So there's no selectmen's being scheduled for September 30th. Order the treasurer to sign checks dated October 3rd, estimated to be about $65,000 for payroll. Furthermore, order treasurer to sign the amounts of $70,000 for accounts payables. I cannot wait until the next scheduled meeting. Reports and actual check amounts will be reported to the BOS by inclusion on the manifest memo at the next scheduled meeting. Is there a second, or are we holding?
Second.
Okay.
I thought you were taking a breath for a second.
Nah, I can say I'm gonna need one.
Breath.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Abstentions? There it is.
All done. Oh, one more bunch. Hang on, let you catch your breath.
Fine.
Actually, I'll send this down. This takes 3 signatures anyway. I received it, there's a deputy forest fire warden appointment form, for someone else to issue burning permits. There's a candidate on there, and Ray has signed it as the forest fire warden, so there's the chairperson and 2 other selectmen signatures, so you don't need a motion. Wayne Meady is gonna be a permit guy.
That's scary.
I think that's quite a few of them.
What's that?
Yeah, that's quite a few of
Today
us.
is the 23rd, yeah.
Yeah, that makes quite a few of us.
So
You
you
can
can
issue
give
too?
out permits?
Yeah.
Basically, all the officers can.
Anybody that's can
But
be
if it's
appointed.
snowing or raining, you don't need a permit?
Snow and raining you do.
Raining, you still do. Snow, it has to be adequate cover around 100 feet.
Okay. But if it's raining, we gotta get a permit, all right.
Yeah.
Hopefully there's nothing else back there.
I don't remember having a sign line.
Do you all get
Can't
the
see
50
the
cents?
smoke.
Yeah.
Do it on a cloudy day, yeah. 'Cause
So I
there's
gave
no
my
way to
50 cents to
file
Ray when I got my seasonal up at the house.
hours on cloudy days.
I let Ray fill it out.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see, I'll get you started.
It was a rainy, overcast day, and they said nobody there walking.
So, all right, doesn't matter, we can do either one. Let's do the one that we have addressed part of it is, we've got the radios on it, it just says an admin topic.
Yep.
The Six Road capital improvement, I just thought I'd give you the whole schedule, I'd only given you Tuesday. So CIP met with DBW on Tuesday. Tomorrow morning, they're meeting with Park first and then Fire Department second at 8:30. And then on 10/1, Chief Moore's coming at 8:30, and the intent is to wrap it up by 10/8.
Okay.
So, I just want to kind of float the number 11 out there. Our next meeting obviously is,
7th.
on the 7th, and we reached out to DRA today. We're hoping to set the tax rate. They're gonna start setting appointments at October 1st. So, and then we talked about the radio communication part. I made a couple extra notes. I don't have an answer. I won't have one till tomorrow afternoon's phone call, at least from one. Hopefully I can, have more than that. I'll also, want to go over, Jack sent me several pages that, just needs to, that's an engineering mind. I just have to look at it.
And I know one of the vendors that potentially could be bidding on it did an evaluation already.
Okay.
I would like that to be basically thrown out if if they're gonna be bidding again.
Okay.
It's good that, it's good back knowledge, but as far as taking any weight in it,
Okay.
that's their opinion, so.
Sure. Is that the current?
No.
Okay.
No, it was another provider.
Okay. All right. Thursday and Friday are there. If you see me here, it's because plans changed. I don't know yet. That's the plan.
Happens.
That's tonight's plan.
How is,
That always changes.
oh, good.
Of the tax dated property,
Yeah.
do we,
Oh, I didn't follow up on the auction, on the, you're gonna ask about eviction. Yeah, I didn't check with her today,
okay.
because we have to let,
Do we have more than one?
I only know of the one. But I need to send someone out to check a couple others.
The one down in South Weare, is that still,
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's-
Still
tried
on
to
the
get a
book?
building permit the other day, so.
Or-
wow,
Didn't happen.
So which one are you checking on?
The one that you know of.
Isn't there one on Hodgson?
no?
Oh, right. That one, though, I'm not quite sure. We've talked several times, there's supposed to be money coming for that, because that's a different situation. But so I'm being cryptic, and I apologize.
That's fine.
Yeah.
It is what it is. It'll be looked into. It'll be looked into. I had a question. Now it's gone. Oh, the e-subscriber thing. I see it. That's still at 163.
Yeah, I was gonna just check on it periodically.
Yep.
I haven't checked on it again. You want me to just check?
Snow seems to be going pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm signed up. I like it because you'll all of a sudden it'll be ping, 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 and I'm like, all right, yeah, here come the minutes.
Yeah.
And yeah, it worked really well. It links right to them, and I don't.
I don't know.
It's
And you don't
convenient.
have to sign up for everything?
No, and I didn't.
Okay.
The only thing I think I signed up for is Board of Selectmen, Board of Fire Wards, and maybe Planning Board, I think. But, I mean, there's like 20 or 30 things to sign up for.
Isn't the police on that too?
There's agendas and
I don't
minutes
know.
and,
Police on that? Are you on that e-subscriber?
No, that,
No.
I think you're thinking more Facebook on his.
Yeah.
Oh,
this,
is that
this,
it?
This
Okay.
is this is for
I know
minutes and
I've
stuff.
seen it. I
Yeah.
This is the part on the front of the website that you can subscribe to e-news.
Yeah.
So you click on it, and then it brings up a whole nother page. And you can click on everything from joint loss all the way down through to CIP to everything. Both sides of minutes and agendas. And I've clicked them all off because it's just easier for me.
Yeah.
But you can be selective. It is handy though, because Beth and I get both sets of emails, and I know that she's either put them up or she knows that I've put them up.
Right.
Because we each get an email, so, I mean, I could update it for October 1st if you want quarterly and see if we've increased. But it has been a very valuable tool.
No, I think it's good that we got to, that.
Yeah, it's something I have to go into.
It's not something
to
that we've
get it.
really, I don't want to say we've really broadcasted it out there. I mean, we've said it a couple times, but nothing we've really pushed, and I think to have that many subscribers is good.
Well, I think when Mrs. Kirk was here, she asked about it and if we could figure out how many use it and how many don't use it.
Yeah.
So I think,
Like I said, I mean, there's,
I'll probably just do it quarterly to
Yeah.
see where we are.
yeah,
'Cause I haven't done it since July.
Yeah, there's also agricultural committees on there. All of those are on there. So it's you can, but you go down through and you check it.
Not
And,
anymore, is there?
yeah, it works pretty
There's
good.
no such committee.
There's no
Right.
such committee.
But it's still-
But it's still on the list.
It's
Yeah,
still on
well-
there.
You know.
Because it's still on the website, I think.
That's why I used that example, because I knew it was probably no longer, but it's still there in case you want to get the minutes for it.
Okay, so I'm gonna move to the other one, which is the government building rules. So the list of town hall projects, Tom Miller from from Walker Roofing, it's now known as Reliable something, I can't remember it. He showed up on Monday the 16th, he went over the town hall, and then he spent quite a while looking at all those pictures for the drone. So basically what we did is we put together a quick list of items that needs to be done. So I've asked him for separate quotes though, because I think we're gonna have to, I don't wanna be sticker shocked by one big number, but you can then pick the rot, you could pick, I think.
Prioritize them.
You can prioritize them. I mean, I asked him for window glazing, I asked him for everything. And I think the rot needs to be done. But we went to even like painting the building, because the drone picture shows that the bell tower looks really nice. I asked him for a quote, because he flew the drone by the town hall picture that says Weare and the number, and the real close-up is all of the white in the sign is all crumbly, and all the black is
Peeling.
crumbly
Peeling
too.
off.
So there's gonna be a price to do that. I just tried to do everything separate, so that will be coming. But I think it's more or less, and I told it to him, that it's more or less a price for next year, because now you've really run out of money.
Yeah.
Because we had kind of agreed at setting at 60,000, and now you're
Way
down to
under.
just 50-something after tonight's
Probably
expenditure.
under 50, aren't you?
We're under 50.
Because you were just under 60
57.
before,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're probably around that 40.
So, and then,
eight
so the
mark.
next one, I think I received a phone call. I think there was some miscommunication, because I guess I thought the gentleman was gonna contact me to get my email, and evidently he was waiting for me to call him. So anyway, we worked that out. I called him, but it's my understanding, and as I explained to the gentleman that called me, that I realize it may be only about $1,000, but it's $1,000 we don't have. I also got a couple of cards from different one's a resident, one's not a resident, that is interested in doing small work that are insured too. So I could get 3 quotes, but as I said, in reality, I can get 3 quotes today, but if we're not gonna do it, I don't wanna waste everybody's time.
Yeah, I got a phone call today from the same person, I believe, that you
Okay.
spoke with.
What's on here? Same person?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, that wants to, see if we could get the bond done and,
I think we're at the point now of no temperature. I think the temperature's too low to put it on.
Well, I wondered about that too, because it's gonna be, you're
then
talking,
the-
today, it was warm for the
Well,
last
as long
couple
as
The
of
it-
days.
dew in the morning and everything like that, is it gonna stick? I don't
I mean,
know.
you'd have to go out there
you'd
like
have
10
to go
o'clock,
out
but
at 10 or 11 o'clock and then
Yeah,
work until the end of the day and hope that it
yeah, it sets up. I
it's
just-
been hot enough that it probably would have.
probably would have been all right. I just don't know how much you know,
I
but,
just, I mean, I just don't wanna put it on there and watch it run off because the temperatures are too low or something. I just,
no, but anyway.
So I'm not sure if everybody agreed. I kind of just said that, I felt that we were below what we wanted. If you guys want me to chase quotes, I can chase quotes.
I think we're below where we wanna be.
Yeah.
I think that was the last project that, for the year.
The furnace.
We knew that one was coming.
We knew it was
didn't
coming.
know the well was coming.
Right. Right, probably if we hadn't done the well, I would say we could have gone with it, but,
Squeaked a couple small projects left. Oh,
Right.
yeah.
right.
Okay, I mean, I just,
But
like
I think,
said,
for
just-
this year, I think we're low, and I think,
Although I don't know, the bid was for what, 1,000?
But it was one person.
Right, that's what
Yeah, but there's two
but the other
others.
bids were like 5 and 6 that we got when we
Right,
put
but
it out
there's
to
two
bid.
others that aren't roofing companies
Okay,
that do work like that.
Mm-hmm.
I
kinda
had a guy
general
drop a
around.
resume that he does small jobs. He's fully
Mm-hmm.
insured. I got a business card from a kid that's fully insured, that does the same kind of work. That's interested. Evidently, they've either watched or listened to we have some small projects. And I'd be happy to send them on the quote mission, but again, if we don't even have $1,000, I don't want them to waste all their time thinking they might have one last job before fall.
while you had Tom here, did you guys discuss the Clinton Grove bell tower?
We did,
Okay.
Yeah, and he wanted, what, 6?
yeah, his
Well,
price hasn't
6,000.
changed.
His price isn't gonna change.
Okay. Well, I just didn't know if there was any money in that hall fund.
There is money there, which I can gladly do. I can gladly have these three guys look at that job, but again, I'm not gonna chase down what we
In
used for
October.
paint. And that was part of the deal.
Oh, no. I'm just thinking that the Clinton Grove is kind of its own
It has its own money.
anomaly where it has its own money, and maybe we could do that project. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I'd be glad to have these three gentlemen right
The
there.
felt
I'd be
tower.
glad to have these three.
Still gotta look at the weather, though, with paint.
Right, exactly.
Freezing in the morning.
Well, you have an
and painting.
oil-based paint on that.
Right.
Does that matter in the cold?
I don't know.
Yeah, you don't wanna be letting that
That
freeze.
temperature.
Yeah,
Yeah.
oil base will take
Well, I mean,
longer to
if
set
we've
up.
expired time-wise, we've expired time-wise. It's not that, I'm just thinking that the funding method on the Clinton Grove Tower would be different than,
The bell tower,
than
yes.
the buildings.
It is. I
I
mean,
think
I
Euro
guess I
paint
could
takes longer
throw it
to
out
dry.
there. We may have
I'm
one
just-
warm weekend.
I mean, if we get temperature, I'd like to slap it on, but if we don't have the temperature, I'll gladly wait till the springtime.
Yeah.
So, do you want me to contact these three to go look at it?
Sure.
Okay.
And just put out with the caveat that it could be next year because of temperature.
We'd have to rebid then, because it'd be more than
Yeah,
9.
they
Right.
usually
Yeah.
only keep them.
See what
Right.
they'd offer.
So, I really, I think Ricky and I talked more Wednesday than anybody. The propane tank, I got the one, and the same thing, there's no money there.
No.
It's really just a quote number that I'm gonna use for
CIP.
if we do anything. It'll be a CIP number.
Did we determine how old that furnace is downstairs?
Yeah, it was in 2006,
Okay.
so it's 12 years old.
That's not that old.
That's not that-
I also, number 9, is gonna do the same thing. I've reached out to somebody that's gonna give me a price to do all of those, and I guess we can then make the selection of one or the other. Town hall, the sign, the 50% deposit's already been sent, so that's probably more like 3 to 5 weeks out, not 4 to 6 weeks out.
Okay.
Cause he got a jump on it. 7, it's gonna be a fill-in, but they're willing to do it while they're waiting for winter, once they're done their projects.
Works for me.
Okay?
Yep.
I didn't look at the cameras, I apologize. Again, you can look at the walls in my room and the paint, but again, we don't have any money.
Mm-hmm.
We can look at a lot of things, but we don't have any money. Clinton
Well-
Grove,
Well, with
the bell
that,
tower.
well, with that statement, I mean, it's an accurate statement, but I think it's a broad statement. Is I think that right there should fuel some conversation to the number that we're going to go to town with.
Yeah, and usually we come up with some numbers, whether we lump
Right.
it together or we don't. That's why I was getting numbers for, I have one for the propane, but I'm getting them for the AC.
Well, at that point, can we also get a number for your room and that way?
The room in front of my room?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Your room too.
No, that's fine. But what I'm thinking is if we can compile all these number quotes that we have, and granted they're not RFPs or not, but if we can gather them all up, we'll have more.
An estimate.
We'll have more of an estimate to give the taxpayer when they say, well, why are you putting your hand out for 80 grand?
Yeah.
Well, this is why, because we have project A, B, C, D, and
$300,000.
Exactly.
through
that
Z.
was-
Right, we have projects A through Z that we want to take care of,
That
I
was
can continue to
specific,
get the
plus,
price.
plus slush.
right, that
Yeah.
was specifically brought up at one of our meetings
Yeah.
that they didn't approve for.
Yeah, and
so-
have the back money, I'm sorry, not the back money, the backstory of where we spent our money this year.
Oh, I can.
You know, I mean, obviously, like
And
I
I don't
said,
mind getting quotes, I just want to explain to people that
yeah, the vendors, it's, yeah.
I'd like a quote, but it's more of a quote to take to town meeting.
Yeah.
It's not gonna be a
Oh,
quote
absolutely.
to-
No, definitely preface it that way. Yeah, definitely preface it that way. But I just, again, I just want a number to bring to town meeting and say, this is why we're going for this big number.
Yep.
And I'm sure it's gonna be large.
Yeah, and so that ends my list. I did send you guys, I realized it was late, a very lengthy email correspondence about the knotweed. I sent you guys.
When'd you send that, today?
I sent you, yeah, what I did is
I
I
didn't see
sent you, there was an email that the chairman had forwarded me back, and it had to
Yes.
do with the knotweed spraying. The gentleman reached out to
Oh.
him, and it had to do with how it was calculated, and his bid was not to exceed 11.2 for the spray applications in 19 and 20. I know where he gets the 11.2, but I'm gonna just bring you to how we got where we got. So, we put out an RFP for quotes for qualified contractors for knotweed spraying. The town's interested in 3 applications, fall, spring, fall of 2019, spring of 2020, and fall of 2020. The contractor's responsible for the purchase of the chemicals and obtaining the permits. They have to have proof of insurance. So we did that. So then we received, the next page should on your email been, the first one, this is the gentleman that's emailed, and he's pleased to provide the proposal. The proposal covers treatment for the 2019 season, which there right off the gate, he didn't provide what we wanted.
No.
So he talked about follow-up treatments in 20 and 21 to ensure satisfactory control of the knotweed. Proof of insurance was required. So you read down through, and it's, so much a day, 4-day max. So his was $5,600 for 19. So that was for the first application. So there's his insurance was the next one. So then we get to the one you actually gave it to, and this gentleman broke it down in 3 installments, just as the bid had required. Each application was cheaper. So if you looked at, 19, 20, and fall of 20, his was 11,902 for 3 applications, where this application was 11,200 for 2 applications. We didn't ask for 21. We asked for 2 and 20. So then you get down to the final sheet, and why the DPW took it was they took the one we gave in the 3 phases that they gave us. Then the other one was 5,600, and that was phase 1, 2, and 3, according to the 3 sprayings that we wanted. I know there's a discussion of is not to exceed 11.2 for 19 and 20, but I don't know, we wanted 2 sprays in 20. So there was a lot of I see where we deciphered the bid, but I also see where the bid didn't meet specification. Because we asked for 3 sprays, we
sprays.
told the 3 times, and we got the 3 sprays, so they said. So he's saying it didn't do the 11.2, but we were only getting 1 spray in 20, where we wanted a spring and a fall in 20.
Yeah.
So that's where, and I don't mind writing to him, but I wanted you to understand in case
Right.
you guys get
Yeah.
reached out to.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
well, I
So
think-
it wasn't, I don't
Yeah, I
think it
think
was
we
a
gotta get it clear,
misrepresentation, I think
yeah.
it was, well, it's already, it's nothing to be clear.
Well, I think
I just think-
our RFP we put out is pretty clear. It says the town is interested in a quote for
3
3
Three
applications.
applications for fall 2019, spring 2020, and fall 2020. So, I
Right.
mean, I don't think there's any,
So they took the 56 times 3 applications is what Joe
Yeah.
did.
Yeah.
And what he's saying, because his application said 20 and 21, but it only gave us 1 application in 20, and Benji asked for 2.
Right.
So, it didn't really, you had to decipher it to get where we were. So I understand what he's saying, that we said in the minutes it was 16.8. And his said not to exceed 11.2 in 2 years, but that only gave us 2 applications according to what we could decipher, where we asked for 3.
Yeah.
So is that clear as mud? I'll reply to him.
Thank you.
Yeah, because if you look at it,
All right, I'll move on. We talked about fuel today. Talked about heating. Currently, you're paying $1.663 for propane, and you're paying $2.764 for heating oil.
Can you say those numbers again?
$2.
Yep, 1.663, and heating oil is 2.764. And that was for a quote of 11,100 gallons of propane and 25 gallons of fuel. So it's that time of year again, and then with the news upon us with what's going on in
Iran.
Saudi Arabia,
yeah,
I had a concern that things are gonna go up.
Oh, believe me.
So I reached out, and I should put it out to bid, but where we haven't met our quote of propane, I have to wait. And I have to wait till we reach 11,100 to fulfill my contract last year. So we can renew with them, which I have their prices today, which are a lot less. Because if you don't, you have to buy the difference in gallons if you put it out to bid and go with somebody else.
Yeah.
And I'm being very cryptic because I'm not gonna give their price unless you don't want to. I can wait until we've achieved our 11,100 gallons
the
and
quote for
then,
next year is lower.
right now.
Oh, I think
So-
I'd do it.
So if
The
you,
only thing that bothers me is the oil, because I see
but if you
company.
sign with them now,
Sign on the
they'll
side of the
roll in
road,
this price.
that's $2.40 a gallon.
I'm not in favor because we're not following our policy again. I understand where you're coming from with the Saudi Arabia thing, but fuel oil in our bottom line number is a huge number, and we're not following. We wouldn't be following the bid process at that point.
Right.
So we just had a lengthy discussion about
that's why I didn't give
yeah,
any amounts out.
about the bidding for the furnace. So I mean, this is a huge number for us. I think it needs to be followed. The purchasing policy needs to be followed.
Yeah, I think you're right. And the thing is, like I said, if you're looking at the price just off the top for oil, it's $2.76 for 764. Where I see it constantly driving down one road, and there's a big sign says, "Oh yeah, their price is $2.40."
And I'm not saying that
44 cents
I'm not
again,
saying that our current vendor won't be the best number out there still. But again, if we don't follow the policy,
Right.
why have it?
All right,
So
that's why I didn't give any numbers.
no, I'm not. I'm just
Is
saying.
if we can live it out until we reach 11,100 gallons, and then we can put it out to bid.
Well, you and I had talked about potentially topping off,
Yeah, I was gonna say, can you just top off the tanks and,
Yeah, but
and
And
and,
beat it.
and then we
how many
achieve it, then we
gallons
can
get to
solicit.
achieve our-
Oh, no, we could top off the safety complex in the town hall and probably achieve what I need.
yeah.
achieve what you
I
need.
think
So
you just top
probably
'em off.
top them off and then go from there.
Yeah, and go from there. Then
You
we
do
can
it-
start the process.
And
we
then
can
you can
start it
start
out,
right
yep.
away, so if things are going
All
up.
right, no, I just wanted to run that by. I totally
Yep.
understand where you're
No,
getting.
and like I said, I'm not mad about it or anything. I just want the board to be
You locked
You lock in-
consistent.
You lock in on gallons, it's the only way you're gonna do
Yep.
it.
No, but I mean, for oil too,
Did.
how far are we away from meeting?
No, you've achieved your,
Oh,
Oil.
oil, so,
Yeah, it's just
okay.
propane, right?
it's just propane you have not
Yeah.
achieved.
I just want the board to be consistent with our actions. That's all.
Yep.
So what I'd like to do, though, is I'm just gonna just say it this way, the top off should be for the propanes. I'm gonna pick the 2
Yeah.
or 3 buildings.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then it would be, I think, better right now, I could ask them when our top off date is, because they'll start filling us again. But if I just ask for 3 buildings of propane to meet my 11,100 gallons, then I
Mhm.
could put it out to bid for October 7th. So what happens is October 7th, I'll call around, because it's a day price.
Yeah, it's just
So
Yeah.
they'll
day.
give you a fixed day, and then typically
Then you lock it that day.
then I have to send them an email and say that we agreed to lock it at that.
Yeah.
But I can have them top off, just, because the safety complex.
I'm sure we're gonna start burning it soon.
Well, the safety complex will take, anywhere from 679 gallons to 300 and something when whenever they come.
Yeah,
So we could have them
Yeah.
yeah,
top
it
off
off.
those,
Yep.
and then we could go from there. No
Yeah.
problem. The two more things. One, I don't know if you want to talk about this tonight. Jack had asked about the scheduling. I sent you guys this too.
Well, we can talk about that under other business.
Yep. I don't. Did I send you pictures of Daniels Road?
No.
No.
Okay, because Connie had sent some
Oh,
pictures
Connie
of the
did?
limbs
Yep, I didn't get them.
hanging over. Yeah, I probably didn't forward them. And all she's indicating is if we could give her
Authorization removal.
authorization to just trim them down, because it happens in the winter, they hang over into the
Into the
roadway.
road, yeah.
It's tough to see from the pictures, just because today they're not hanging over.
But I could
What
see
about-
it. See it
What
though.
about sending them down and do it, or the tractor?
Private,
Private
Oh,
road.
that's
road.
private? Oh, okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. Ding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
let
you
me
know.
do this, let me forward them to you guys, and maybe you can make a better determination of trees than I
Yeah.
can.
Yeah.
And I'll forward the, forward pictures, because I forward the pictures, she sent them to my phone.
Oh.
Fix to BLS. All right, and then I also put a draft job description in your packet. It says draft right on both sides.
All right.
Okay, this is for the position that was vacated by Mary. And this is the one that we had, I kind of just pruned her up a little bit.
Yep.
I added the welfare to the back, and you're also gonna see, the only reason I stuck the welfare, the pantry there, is because the couple of girls that run the pantry have young kids. And sometimes things happen and they can't be here, so we have to put a note on the door. So I'm thinking if the person could kind of stay hand in hand, it would go with the welfare director part.
Yep.
It wouldn't happen hardly ever, but I'm just saying that I think it would be a great relationship as well. And it's not to go down there every Wednesday at 4:30 to do it. It would just
Right.
be
As
Just the
needed.
backup.
just as needed, but it would also be hand in hand when it comes time for, we do the Christmas and the Thanksgiving baskets.
Yeah.
So with that being said, I started a job posting. I think I only keep one. You guys take one, and like I said, it's a start. I haven't filled in a date of when we want to do it, how long you want to take applications. There hasn't been much changed on the job description, but it was actually done when Fred was here with Mary. And I just changed it by adding a couple of things that I said, the welfare director and the food pantry part. So what I was gonna, this would be the ad, I just haven't finished it. The full-time will perform a full range of duties, detailed tasks in support of the operations of the Selectmen's office. I was saying a full description, positions available by emailing me. And then I just wrote qualifications should include sound customer service skills, attention to details, ability to multitask, strong computer and writing skills, must be willing to learn, be a team player, and can work independently when necessary. So those kind of just a start, and then typically you end it with dates. Because most of your details is gonna be in here when they ask for it, if they do ask for it. So, I guess what I would like to do is, I'll finish this and email it to you guys, if you guys would look at this.
Yep.
And what I'll do is we can finalize it for October 7th.
Sounds good to me.
I'll finish the ad. Oh my God, it looks like I've reached the end of my pile, except for that one sheet.
Oh, very nice. All right.
I've got one thing.
Correspondence to the business. That'd be you.
I brought it up at the Historical Society meeting last week. We had agreed to take the sign down at the gazebo,
Okay.
okay? But my concern is that maybe we would like to leave the post up and adjust the height where we want it, because I thought maybe we could put a sign up, because we've had kids over there on their bikes in the gazebo,
Oh.
with their scooters, and I've seen it, and I've had a couple other people see it, so I don't know if we can get that new police chief to go over there and monitor that or not.
Skateboards.
Skateboards, bicycles,
seen
and
little kids with the
little,
scooters.
little scooters over there, and they were going around in circles the other day when I was
On the
there.
benches.
Yeah, so I actually walked over and said, you
I've
kids
kept
aren't
them
supposed
out
to be in
twice.
here with your stuff,
Have
but
Yep.
I just thought maybe we could put a sign on that.
So
that
we could
post
cut the
down.
post down, and we could make a sign of, not a playground, police are watching, or something along those lines.
Something.
You know, just to get the kids to understand, there's no skate.
No
I think there's, is there a
skateboards.
sign?
No wheel vehicles. Period.
No, but I've seen, where
I
is
know.
that?
Yeah,
You know, skateboarding, I've seen it somewhere.
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know, there is a sign out there,
Around courthouses.
yeah, near
Yeah, there's
sidewalks and
places
stuff.
Yeah,
that
there's a
says, you
said
know,
no skateboarding, no bikes, no scooters, no mopeds, no,
Yeah,
there's a whole bunch of lists of things
Yeah.
that you can't do.
you get on the
But they've
highway.
been over there. And
being on the highway. Yeah,
Get
no
on the
horses,
highway.
No horses, no scooters.
No horses, no
pedestrians.
walking.
in fact,
Go ahead,
someone-
That's what
hiking.
it sounds like.
someone told me that there was one kid with a skateboard, and he was actually on the benches.
Oh, yeah, it doesn't surprise me.
Wouldn't doubt
They
it.
get the skateboard park, but they'll go over there.
So, let me, Chris, when somebody goes by and sees kids, could they stop?
Like a citizen? What do you mean?
No,
No,
one of
one of the
your
police-
guys or girls are out, and they see kids inside.
Usually it's right
Be-
after
being-
school.
being-
If they damage it, we can, you know,
It's usually when they
we'd
get
have to put
out.
up a sign first.
No trespassing.
But even
Oh,
just,
don't care
even to
about
stop, make a,
It's city property, so they're allowed to be there.
Right.
It's the activity that we're prohibiting rather
Yeah.
than
Yeah.
them being.
maybe just stop and make a presence would be enough to keep them on the straight
Well,
and
what
narrow.
it is when the school gets out, some of them go to the library, some of them stay after school.
They hang out
But they
there.
hang out for a parent, or some of them are waiting for another sibling that's playing a soccer game.
Or sometimes they have the after-school program that's down.
No, the after-school
That-
program's
I mean-
monitored very well
Yeah.
by the guy,
They-
but if
Yeah.
you're not part of the after-school
program.
program,
They go down.
You wander.
that you wander.
They would just hang out there.
And they can do that if they're in 7th and 8th grade, they can wander all by themselves.
Yeah,
That's what I was told.
yeah.
I mean, I don't mind making a sign if we shorten it so that they can see it right there.
Yeah, I think just cut the
That's what's-
post off. I'll make sure that we get the sign removed that's there now, and then,
Yeah, that's fine. I'm good with that, yeah.
okay. And then,
And maybe we can work on some wording that would be,
Do we have an ordinance that backs it up too?
what, to behave?
Something, yeah.
Yeah, I don't-
Whoops. If they damage it, that's
oh,
easy.
Yeah.
obviously, yeah.
Yeah.
But we
I
don't want to wait
think-
for them to damage it,
Right.
obviously.
We just as soon, you know, and it's not, it's a place, it's not a playground is what I want to put on there.
It's town, it's town
Right.
property too. It's not school property.
Yeah.
But if they're out of school, then they're,
And they bring their
They go over there
skateboards
sometimes at
because they can
recess, though. They
skate
go
out
over
of there and then
I've
hop off.
seen them out there.
Yeah, I think,
I haven't
I think
seen it,
he's
but-
looking more something to solid to hold back to. If we say there's nothing in there, what's the ordinance to say that,
Exactly, because, I mean,
other than just behave, it's not, there's nothing to back it up physically on paper.
That's right.
because we have to have a law to enforce. If there's no law to enforce,
Unless they do damage, then
They
if they
pretty
do
much
damage.
don't.
Damage is a different
It's a whole
subject.
different, then it's all.
Well, there's nothing but us saying that, you know,
well,
this is town property, not for skateboards. I mean, I can't. tell
Even if the ordinance just says no defacing town property, and that's the end of the statement, I mean, it's,
Yeah, but that's, if you had to do something with it, the defacing means you'd be either
Right, well-
damaging or writing on it, so then you run.
or
into-
marking, if the skateboards are marking it up, that's defacing it,
sure,
so.
that fall under vandalism.
I mean, we
And
can
it falls
all,
under your criminal mischief.
we probably can tighten that up, you know, but at least
How
put
did-
something up
how
there.
did we go
Making
about-
rules for the
Is this, I forget, is the skateboard park on school or our property?
That's
hours. Oh, the
It's on school
school,
property, but it's
But it's
our,
our-
But they've.
It's our
dumped it-
problem.
How did we write that up?
right, I was
that's
thinking
got
the
a
same
whole
thing.
set of rules.
Right,
Yeah.
how did
That's
that
got
go
a
about?
memorandum of understanding, and we're responsible
right,
for
too.
certain things.
I'm not talking about the maintenance of it, I'm talking about what that
Yes.
sign was and what it says on the sign.
Oh, it's got like 12 things you can't do. You gotta wear a helmet, you gotta do this, you gotta do
Right,
that.
Right.
and where does that all fall back to? You know, I just.
As far as who has to rebuild the sign?
Well, just
No.
make.
No,
That's
That's
Would
not,
that-
what the content
how
of the
about-
sign.
How about rules for gazebo usage? Would that be something you could uphold? Where where it's rules for the use of the skateboard park type thing. I know, that's what I'm wondering.
I don't think so.
Set forth by the governing body. That's what I'm saying is, you know, if you go over the skateboard park and they're not wearing helmets, it says on the sign, but can you enforce it if it's not backed by something else?
Well, if they're not wearing it in that skateboard park, you can tell
That
them to
would
leave.
take, like, essentially a property manager, somebody in charge of, tell them, put your helmet on, and if you don't, you're trespassing. And then once they're trespassing, that's when we can get involved.
Ah.
But we can't make the rule.
Yeah,
What I'm saying is if we can craft some similar language to the gazebo,
but wouldn't that have to
I
go
don't
to
know. It's,
town meeting? Would that have to go to town meeting?
you'd have to
Naomi?
run it before the town council.
sounds like you guys got homework to do.
Yeah.
That's what it sounds like to me. But you know what we want to do.
But I did, I stopped and I
Yeah.
got right out of the car. I pulled in the little parking area. I got right out and I walked right over. I said, you know, guys, this is brand new. Do you really think you need to be in here with your bicycle and your scooter and stuff? I said, I'd really appreciate it that you move that stuff outside. If you want to come in and sit down or whatever, or walk around to get out of the rain. But don't bring your stuff in here. That, you know, it's making a mess, gonna make a mess out of this new gazebo. And they moved their stuff outside, and I said,
So you
thank
left.
you.
We can do that.
I said, thank you, I said, thank you, and I
Just
appreciate
put
you
a sign, there's no
leaving.
skating, skateboards, bicycles inside.
Right.
Put a sign in this.
Yeah, I mean, the kids were all right, they said,
Yeah, I
While
know,
thank
you're
you.
on camera, that would work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Could put a little sign up there, you will be,
I mean,
you know,
we're the
this is
owners.
Right. Yeah, I know.
camera.
So.
All right, well, we can work on that.
Well, I just think we ought to nip it
Yeah, we'll work on
before
it.
it gets to the point that we're
Yep,
having
no,
damage over
being
there.
proactive. Yeah, absolutely. Yep. Anything else? I got a couple things, but yeah.
I got 4 things.
That's all?
Yeah,
All right. Well, we'll do 50-50. I got 2. So how about you do 2?
all right. On one of our minutes that we just posted, Reed's Ferry was supposed to send us a letter with guaranteeing a 30-year warranty on that gazebo.
Yeah, I gotta get a warranty card to register it, I would think. And it didn't
So
come, all I got was a piece
probably
of
something you
paper and
wanna need to-
receipt, so,
Needs to
Right.
follow up on that.
yep.
And this one, the chief can probably answer us. Do we have anybody other than Emily that's trained on those cameras over there yet?
No, not that I'm aware of.
When are we gonna get the other 6 people?
Those, yeah, they were supposed to be
trained
6.
on those cameras.
And now are those cameras all working? Is everything all done over there now? Do you know?
As far as the internal cameras,
Yeah,
I mean, they stay on all the time. They record, she's pulled video. Training on that is kind of low priority right now because we're so short-staffed.
Well, I'm sure. But I just don't want it to
Be forgotten.
be forgotten.
Now, I did
Well-
talk about overtime with her. Her overtime is ending now that responsibility is low, just let you know. Found that out.
Thank you.
Was that one of your
I
topics?
just
No.
don't know.
Oh, preemptive strike over here. Yeah.
Yeah,
But speaking of the training on the cameras and stuff, I don't know how long that stays open on that thing. If they say they're gonna train them and it's a 6-month deal or a 3-month deal. I don't know, that you might wanna just double check.
we can find out. Now, I do have an administrative sergeant. Still,
That too.
who can get trained on that anytime. Be easy to train him.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So,
And what a good
Yeah,
person to reach
and
out.
if she reaches out, I can look. But if you want, they might just be able to tell you. You're supposed to train him, I don't think there was a deadline.
No.
I don't think there was.
I don't think there's a deadline either.
But sometimes when you let something go for 90 days after everything's done,
They just wash their
they
hands
walk
of it.
away.
Mm-hmm.
That was all.
I
Bree?
did 2 of mine.
All right, I'll do one now. I get one, yes. Again, this is correspondence of the business. Correspondence. The chief and I exchanged a couple emails regarding a speed complaint and possible dumping complaint in East Weare and South Sugar Hill Road. He followed up and we put something on the Facebook page, I believe.
600 hits, I just checked.
Wow. See? Huh?
So what was it? What were they dumping?
Potential.
It
Junk?
was a
Unknown.
sewage truck.
Yeah.
It was just going through fast and might be spilling stuff.
Oh.
So I had Mike go through the area. He didn't see anything.
They go across there to get.
Probably from Dumbarton,
to-
yeah. I'm sure they do.
Yeah, that's what they do. They're
So,
cutting crosswalks.
but there was concern that on one of the town pages, the ones that we
Yeah,
had, we
I
had
saw
chatted,
that. I saw
chatted
that.
about, so I forwarded.
Now there are a lot of concerns on that town page.
Yeah.
Hit speed here, hit speed here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I shared a couple screenshots with the chief and
Yeah.
just to keep him in the loop. I didn't know if that was something you guys monitored or something.
Speeding
not.
on our roads anywhere?
Sugar Hill South.
Oh, God, they're speeding everywhere.
Oh,
My
they're
God,
speeding
they go
everywhere,
by my house in the morning there, they gotta be doing 60 sometimes.
I mean, yeah, still, I was on Gould Road the other day, and they're just
Oh, yeah.
flying down
Yeah.
the house, and going, Jesus, it's 30, and they're going.
Okay,
down the
so
hill.
that was my informational piece. You can get 2 more now.
Oh, I get 2 more now?
Yeah, and I'll get another one.
Okay. Since we got an state auction coming up, we've got a Durango that's been sitting down DPW.
Hey, you know, I mentioned that
How
same
many
thing.
years?
No,
Why can't we get rid of
I
it?
put that out there because you and I talked about it.
Yeah, because I got the email
Crown
from
Vic, too.
St. Jean, and I said I think there's some things that could go. Hint,
Ah.
hint, wink, wink, Durango.
It's covered with dust that hasn't
Oh,
moved
yeah.
for 2 or
I
3
think
years.
that other, and I think that other Crown Vic is still sitting down there.
No, I think
Yeah.
that went. I
Yeah,
thought.
that's out, I think that's out back.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Yeah, that
really?
can
I
go
thought
too.
they
Yeah.
took that
I don't know why
out.
we're hoarding this stuff.
I think
I really
that's out there
don't.
still.
We can.
May not
Which,
be.
are you talking the Crown Vic that was a lieutenant car?
No.
No, the
No.
other one that they took that Tim had and was using it
This
to drive
this is
around
yeah.
places.
They've had
I
it
think
for
it's stashed out back.
since before I got on the board.
DPW had a Crown Vic.
Right. and
Travel
they-
people
I thought that
around.
went
I
away.
thought
That went to the auction
Did it go?
last
Okay.
year.
I thought that went to the auction.
Sure.
Because
Yeah.
we were gonna keep the Durango, and we said one had to go.
Yeah, well, the Durango
So I
hasn't
think in
moved
the one
for-
that's hanging out down there, maybe,
Is the Durango?
The Durango.
if there's a Crown Vic. I
No,
think-
there's no Crown Vics on there.
Car's been down there for about a week.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's nothing. No. There's nothing down there.
No.
Maybe that's one you saw, but
Could be.
no. DPW did have one, and I know it went. I thought it
One
went
point I know it was
bye-bye.
way out in the back pit
Yeah.
there for.
Right,
Yeah,
but
it
the
had
idea
amber
was
strobes
keep
on the
it or
mirrors.
ship
And,
it,
yeah.
and we did.
Well, I think it's time to
Durango
ship
shoulda-
that Durango.
And that one couldn't pass it.
Yeah.
It's already going to the auction. Thank you, Benji.
Thank you.
Thank
Could
you.
be.
I figured he'd be watching. Yeah.
But
The
Durango,
last,
yeah.
the last thing I got, any update on next Gold Boston cane recipient?
Oh, that's,
Boston Post cane.
No.
that, I know who that is, yeah.
Do I get to say my other piece now?
Okay, you go. Your
Okay,
turn.
good. And since Benji's listening, this is a topic for him. The 2002 International Six-Wheel Heavy Dump Truck has been put out for sealed bid on the town website. I think we're just probably exploring an option. I see it's been parked down back for a few weeks, and I'm sure that's the one that's going bye-bye. And I just want to let people know that it's out there for a sealed bid. It started 9/10 and it ends 10/4. So, I'm not exact.
Which one's going?
It says 2002 International Six-Wheel Heavy Duty Dump Truck.
T6, I think.
I think, yeah, probably.
T6 it disappeared.
At any rate, I just wanted, I know that, because right about the same time that I got the message from St. Jean that the state auction was happening, I got this one too, but like I said, I think this is just a different avenue. Worth a shot, absolutely. So, but I just want to let everybody, like I said, I got the email notification, I guess I signed up for that, I didn't know I did.
Oh, you probably signed up on the e-subscribe.
Yeah, on the
for
e-subscribe.
bids or
I
things
must
out.
have,
Yeah.
I must have, yeah.
Yeah, you must have, that's where
Yeah.
we put it.
You might get a bid from me.
That's where we put it, and it's also on the NHMA website.
So, just a thought. I mean, it's, like I said, just putting it out there that it is on the town website for bid. And
I think it might be on the front page, too.
okay,
Yeah.
that's all I had. That's all I can think of from the week.
Well, I got an email yesterday
Oh boy.
from a town resident regarding Short Street, and the party has been writing to the road agent asking for it to be repainted and so forth. I went up there and I looked today, and I mean, I saw the yellow line. I
Oh, they
don't
might be
know.
talking about the stop sign just before you come back out
Yes.
onto 77.
Oh, okay.
Okay, because that, for some reason, that fades out. They do it every year, and it just kind of washes out there. I don't know if it's a salt or if it's a way when they're plowing, that wing hits that and kind of
Right,
scrapes
so
along.
Short Street's difficult. Short Street's.
know it is.
It's a half and half.
I
And
know.
we do the summer, we do the winter, they do the summer.
Yeah,
So you're talking the 77 side.
Yeah,
that's
so
the side that I see.
Summer would be,
That
the state would
stop
be
sign
doing,
is,
if the
it's
stomach.
light. I don't know about right now. I drive it every day, so I know I stop there.
We have
but-
to find out whether or not.
Okay,
Well,
he
I know he
painted
did
the
it.
lines on Friday.
Who did?
There you go.
There it goes.
Thank you, sir.
So that's what I said. I thought I saw it. Okay.
So I could be sitting at home just answering stuff, huh?
Yeah.
If you get channel 6. If you get channel 6.
No.
That's not
No,
gonna
then you
work.
have to
Live
be.
on internet?
No.
No.
So then you have to
You
be
can
here.
watch it a
Sorry.
week later on YouTube.
No, I
Then
can't.
you can send your questions in a week later.
It'd only be a week off.
I can just go to Benji's then.
Or sit at the station.
You can do that too. Yeah.
Station has it. Safety
No, I'm
complex.
kidding.
All right, that's all I have. Anybody else have anything
No.
they'd like to discuss tonight? Chief, maybe? No? Once, twice sold?
Wow, you don't want to know how it is.
No way.
Did you want to talk about this or not?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
What is that?
I'm scared.
Oh, geez.
I don't know.
I hope that didn't come over these.
That's why I pushed
Yeah,
it.
quickly.
Probably did.
I'm gonna say, did you hear that?
He probably just heard you ask that.
Looking at the survey of the different towns that you got.
Yeah, just for clarification for the viewing audience, Selectman Meany asked
For the schedule.
about just polling other towns and see what their meeting schedule is for the Board of Selectmen. What do we got, about 15 to 20 on there, probably, roughly? And it just goes into detail about when they meet, the frequency of meeting,
Probably
yeah.
like 30. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10, 11, 12, 13.
33?
33.
33 it is.
was
33
quick.
different communities,
Ranging in size.
yeah, ranging in size. I mean, the Merrimack was on there, Lincoln's on there, Berlin's on there.
Yeah, they range
Couple
all
others.
over, from huge like Merrimack
Yeah.
and Keene and Concord,
Londonderry.
all the way down to Waterville Valley at 243 people.
Yeah, you got Londonderry, Bedford.
Yeah. So they range from all over.
Yeah, and it seems like there's a pretty common theme. It looks like they meet twice a month,
Yeah.
and on Thursdays, Wednesdays or
Well, I
Thursdays.
will say a good share of them are the first and third,
Mondays.
and additional is necessary. A couple of them are kind of very awkward to me. Is they meet the first Wednesday is at 5 o'clock, and then it's every other Wednesday, and the first meeting's at 5, the second one's at noon.
Yeah, that's a little.
No, it must not work. Somebody's not
Some of them
working.
are Tuesdays, some of them are Thursdays.
Yeah, I see that.
Some of them are Wednesdays.
Well,
Yeah.
then you're looking at some of the towns that do that, and you look at their sizes.
There's some of them that do bi-weekly and July and August monthly,
Yeah.
Yeah,
That busy and
which
smashed.
that's kind of, I don't know how they do that.
Yeah.
But they all obviously have the, I just want to share if you could figure this one out. Did you see Merrimack's?
no, I mean, I read it, but I don't remember it.
Twice a
Merrimack
month.
says twice a month except for the summer when they meet once a month. So then they put in parentheses, second and fourth Thursdays from January to June, September and October. Once a month in July and August, and then the first and third Thursday in November and
I
December.
wouldn't remember show up.
But you have to remember that some of these towns have town manager form of government.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Except
town
when-
manager
except when
or
the moon
city
is full and it-
manager
you know,
or,
right, that's what
Yeah,
I'm looking
Concord,
for.
Concord has monthly, I think, but they have council.
They have city council and a
Second,
mayor.
second Monday of the month with a third set aside to recess if necessary. In 12 years, they've never recessed. And then Bradford used to be weekly, and then in
Yes.
March they moved it to every other week at 7 o'clock. I thought that was funny. The only thing is, if you do that, I would just ask you to do the first and third. The reason I say that, Board of Fire was the second and fourth.
Yep, there you go.
Then it wouldn't interfere with anybody.
Yeah, I mean, I think
Up to you.
when we get into the whole budget discussions, it's weekly. I think
Right.
that's.
Yeah.
I think that when push comes to shove, I think that's regardless, it's weekly. And you know, I'm a strong. I mean, I don't mind the format we have now as far as the summer when we break. I mean, if you want to push either side of it, I guess a little bit back, push it back a little bit into the spring, and we pushed it a little bit later this fall. I mean, I guess I don't have any problem with that. I'm just thinking that if somebody has I don't want to say a pressing issue. I mean,
We can have a meeting like we've had, we have
In the-
issues and
in the-
fill it in.
Yeah, I mean, in the I've a story that that Steve Roberts once told me about the fire service is, just because it's nothing big to you as the first responder, it's somebody else's emergency. So, I don't want to deny anybody that has a pressing issue that is their pressing issue, and we're just like, oh, well, whatever, that's nothing big to us. I'd like to be able to offer that and still say,
But in that realm, I mean, if they have an issue, they go to the town administrator and get on the agenda, and if it's that of an issue, then she contacts us, we have a meeting. So, I mean, that doesn't
and that's a
negate that.
plausible way to go. I just want it to be known that, that just because we're meeting, if we decide to go every 2 weeks, that it's, it's not in solid that it's every 2 weeks. If we need to meet, we need to meet.
Yeah, well, and that says that right on that list, there's a lot
Well,
of them say that.
and a
they
lot of
need-
them,
that's a given, I think that's a
I
given.
think we did that in the hiring process. I think we met a couple of odd,
Yeah, we met a bunch of
Odd
odd
nights.
times.
And that's fine, yeah.
And I think, like we said with the
well,
budget,
in,
after we
in
come back.
Belmont, they do the first Monday at 5 and the third Monday at 10.
In the
I won't
morning?
be here at the
Holy
10.
crap.
But I mean, you do
Two
the.
session.
You do the budget, when it gets in the budget, then we meet, and then once the budget's done, and, we go towards the deliberative session and stuff, then it's kind of like we're skating, and we kind of get the pressure off, and I think,
But we've got,
once we get stuff done, then it's
we've
like,
got
okay.
budgets so down packed with what
Yeah.
we've got for finance.
Oh, and I'm not, yeah.
That
It's
I
not
don't
as-
really, we may have to meet a few extra times, but,
Yep.
I mean, I think everybody, it showed here what everybody does.
And a lot of these places are a lot bigger than we are.
Yeah.
But some of them also have different forms of government,
Yeah.
Some
but
do, some don't.
some don't, you're right.
Yeah, because most of them, I know the larger communities, like Kevin Smith, he's Londonderry. They meet the first and third and then once a month in July and August. And then you've got Keene, Bedford.
Keane's got a city's form of government, so they're a little.
Bedford does
Yes.
twice a month,
Yeah.
except for, I don't know when their budget season starts, but,
Starting right about the same time.
no, I think they're different. I think they're a May town meeting.
Oh, yeah,
Because they
that's
do
right.
once a month in July, August, November,
one
and
she's
December.
I mean, you got Milford, there are 15,000 people.
Right. But some of these guys are a June 30th year, and some of them are just
No.
a December.
Stay awake.
I mean, you look at, Auburn.
All right. I think it's fuel for discussion. I reviewed it quickly. But obviously we're going into budget season, so, where it's gonna be weekly as far as I'm concerned anyways.
Right.
From, like I said, and like Jack said, I mean, once the budget's done and once we put the final signatures on the warrant, the pressure's off at that point again, so.
They're in a waiting period after delivery session too,
Yep.
till March.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, so
after
I mean,
March.
it's like, there's not much we can do between then and then.
Yeah,
until after
that's fine.
it's-
Yep. So,
Okay.
all right, any other business?
No.
Move to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Have a wonderful night. Cameras?